Well, I've been excited to share what we have learned over the last 4 weeks using electron microscopy. Now, I know everybody's probably been a bit scared and wary of should I use the peptide or not. From what we have discovered from two peptide brands that we have tested, the peptides aren't the problem. Everyone has been looking at the peptides, but nobody has been looking at the water until now. The data: 4 weeks, 2 peptide brands, electron microscopy, the peptides tested clean. So we tested the water. 6 backwaters in total, 4 failed. Ruthenium, 33.81% by weight in one sample. Not a trace, not a contaminant, the dominant element. Hafnium, barium, antimony, not elements that appear by accident in pharmaceutical grade water. The deception. Here's what everybody gets wrong. The peptide community is fighting about the wrong thing. They're blaming the peptides for the side effects, but the peptides were clean every single time. The water was not. Hospira, Pfizer, 2015 acquisition. The same company that controls most of the world's bacteriostatic water supply. The same product line that had a 2019 recall for sterilization failure. Not a glitch in the system, a crack in the facade. The blueprint. Then we found the paper. IEEE Communications Magazine, March 2015. The Internet of Bio-Nano Things. Authored out of Georgia Tech. Funded in part by the US National Science Foundation. And here's what it proposes: engineered biological cells, programmed like computers, intrabody sensing and actuation networks, sensors inside you, biocyber interfaces, translating your biology into data for the internet, molecular communication, nanoscale machines talking to each other inside your body. The paper calls it a game changer in technology for society. What it doesn't call it is optional. The material. Now look at the elements again. Ruthenium, replacing copper in semiconductor interconnects. Hafnium, the core material in neuromorphic computing chips that mimic the brain. Barium, piezoelectric, used in implantable medical devices and ultrasound. These are the building blocks of bio-nano hardware. These are the materials you would need to manufacture the physical infrastructure for the Internet of Bodies. And they're appearing in the water used to reconstitute peptides that get injected into humans. Not one element, all of them together in the same supply chain. The toxicology. We checked the organ accumulation studies, not because we wanted to find them, because once you know what these elements are used for, you have to ask what happens when they're inside your body. Ruthenium, liver and kidney accumulation. Hafnium, bone tissue uptake studied for radiotherapy contrast. Barium, the CDC has an entire toxicology profile. These are not nutrients. These are not benign. These are materials engineered for specific functions. And the same research that builds the technology also documents where the body stores it. Now here is the biggest twist of all, the 6G human node. This is where the trail goes much, much darker. 6G is scheduled for commercial deployment by 2030. Nokia, Ericsson, Samsung, Apple, the entire telecom industry. But 6G isn't just for faster downloads. 6G is fundamentally different architecture, one where the human body becomes the node. Purdue University's Center of Internet of Bodies. They are already engineering electro-quasi-static human body communication, using the body as a wire, a channel, a network device. Limitless connectivity, Ericsson's own words. Embedded devices everywhere. Humans as antennas, Popular Mechanics 2023. The human mesh, becoming nodes in the 6G world, published January 2026. This isn't science fiction, this is published roadmap. Human functioning as antennae, repeaters, and nodes in the 6G mesh network. The IOBNT paper from 2015 was a theoretical foundation. The materials are being tested in the supply chain now, and the network goes live in 2030, 4 years from now. The question we must all be asking. So let's stop pretending this is coincidence. The same elements used to build bio-nano devices appearing in the water made by a Pfizer subsidiary that had a recalls for sterilization issues in the same time that the IOBNT research was accelerating towards the final phase. 6G body area networks, where you become the network node. And the paper itself warns directly about cyber terrorism and about types of viruses that could hack deployed IOBNT systems, about security risks when the internet connects to the inside of the body. They published the plan, they published the warnings. The materials are appearing in the supply chain and nobody is asking why. The call to action, you have the same tools that we used. I will leave the links for you to search yourself in the caption. The trail is public. The dots are on the table. The 2030 deadline is approaching. The question is whether you open your eyes before then. The peptides were never the real story. The water was the delivery mechanism. And if the building blocks of a technology that turns the human body into a network node are already circulating in the supply chain, that's not contamination. That's not coincidence. That's infrastructure. And it's already here. Open your eyes. Here's a theory that I'll throw out to you all. If the 6G and the Internet of Bodies, where the human becomes the node, and the literature is correct, then that would explain why all of the data harvesting centers are going up all around the world right now.